So this video title is going to be a self-imposed renaissance, all right? We're going to start off with the definition of renaissance. It is a period of renewal, revival, and transformation in which a person, culture, or society rediscovers dormant potential and enters a more developed stage of creativity, knowledge, discipline, and self-expression. A self-imposed renaissance is therefore a personal rebirth that you deliberately initiate. It is the conscious decision to outgrow your current identity, refine your character, expand your capabilities, and actively construct a higher version of yourself without waiting for crisis, permission, recognition, or outside pressure. So I broke this down into 10 talking points, and I'm going to breeze through them as quickly as I can, just giving you guys the gems of wisdom because I'm always going through a self-imposed renaissance. And though it is difficult at times, I feel it is the most awe-inspiring thing that I think I've ever done in my entire life, if I'm just being honest. Now, this isn't to say that there aren't great things that have happened to me in my life, but I realize that this drive that I have to always be more in alignment with my higher self is largely due to a self-imposed renaissance that I put myself under, and I accept it as being eternal. It's not something that will get me to my end goal and then I'm finished. It's an ongoing way of operating, and I would like to share it with you guys. So point number 1, evolution must become a personal responsibility. At some point, you have to stop waiting for life to transform you. No mentor, spouse, employer, motivational speaker, or dramatic event can permanently evolve you without your participation. A self-imposed renaissance begins when you accept that your development is ultimately your responsibility. You decide that growth will no longer be accidental. It will become intentional. So, yeah, any decision you want to make, even if I give you a quick example, I have a vision of myself being in shape and looking great, particularly in the older years, like 60, 70. So I can already see that version of myself. And I can also picture the gratitude as I'm 70 years old, feeling happy that the 41-year-old version of me who's talking to you right now thinks these things about self-imposed renaissance. Only by me having the vision and being willing to put forth action toward that vision will it become true. Number 2, you need a vision of the person you are becoming. Personal evolution becomes easier when you can clearly imagine the person waiting on the other side of your current habits. This vision is not merely about possession, status, or appearance. It includes how the future version of you thinks, communicates, responds to pressure, manages money, treats people, maintains his body, and uses his time. The vision becomes an internal compass. When making everyday decisions, you can ask, would the person I am becoming make this choice? If you implement step number 2 as well, trust me, you will always have something that protects you from a lot of nonsense that can come down your pipe if you're being aimless. When you know the person you want to be, especially over time, you'd be surprised. Just having that vision will automatically somewhat guide you down the right path. And you might be tempted to indulge in vices or navigate to another, part of yourself that might not be so great for your overall development. But you having the vision already is what is giving you a North Star to go after. So I definitely like this point right here and have seen it in my own life time and time again as a guiding force into my own improvement. Number 3, your renaissance must be self-imposed before it becomes crisis-imposed. This is a very important one because that's what I normally see with people, like when they want to make a big change. They're waiting for a circumstance to force them into a corner. It's better to actually just make the call on your own. Many people only change when their circumstances become unbearable. They improve their health after a diagnosis, manage their finances after falling into debt, or reconsider their character after losing someone important. But you don't have to wait for destruction to begin reconstruction. A self-imposed renaissance means voluntarily applying pressure to yourself while life is still relatively stable. You change because you recognize what is possible, not merely because you are running from pain. Now, there's a book called Dopamine Nation, and I just finished reading it again, like my second or third time. And, this point that we're covering right here definitely hits on some of the talking points that the author was stressing. Because so many people run away from pain that pleasure itself becomes less enjoyable, right? You ideally want to run towards pain because it always feels phenomenal whenever you knock out whatever you were running away from. And the fact that your renaissance needs to be self-imposed, I liken this to something that I see when couples split. Notice that male or female now has the inclination to go to the gym and get back in shape and do all these things to make themselves more attractive for a possible new partner. But I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you do that while you were already with the partner? Just a food for thought right there. Number 4, the new identity must be reinforced through ordinary actions. Transformation usually does not happen through one heroic decision. It happens through repeated, seemingly insignificant actions. Reading a few pages, completing the workout, saving part of your income, handling an uncomfortable task, keeping your environment organized, following through on your word, going to bed instead of wasting another hour. The Renaissance is imagined in the mind, but is constructed in the routine. Your daily schedule is either confirming your future identity or protecting your old one. That's very self-explanatory what we just covered there, so I'm not even going to give any anecdotal experiences. Number 5, you must be willing to retire an outdated version of yourself. Growth is not only about adding more, it is also about subtraction. Certain habits, attitudes, environments, relationships, excuses, and coping mechanisms may have helped you survive an earlier chapter, but cannot accompany you into the next one. There may be nothing morally wrong with your former identity. It may simply no longer be capable of carrying your present vision. A renaissance requires you to appreciate who you were without remaining loyal to who you have outgrown. Now, this is a big thing right here because, they say that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. So this is a painful thing that you might have to experience if you really are going through a self-imposed renaissance. You will feel yourself being taken away from things that you were running toward. You will find yourself maybe looking for an out in a conversation that you normally would entertain. You might find that your habits and everything about you is starting to become more refined. It doesn't mean that you're better than everyone around you. It just means that y'all are on different frequencies. You're effectively tuning your mind into a new reality. So naturally, conversations that were crystal clear might become staticky. Number 6, refinement is different from reinvention. A self-imposed renaissance does not require you to become a completely different human being. Often your best qualities are already present. They simply need structure, maturity, and maybe even direction. You may already possess ambition, resilience, intelligence, creativity, or leadership ability. The goal is to remove distractions and refine those qualities until they operate at a higher level. You are not necessarily inventing a false personality, you are uncovering a more disciplined and fully expressed version of what was already there. So this is my thing with point number 6. As I was talking about with being refined, you already have who you are, but there's nothing stopping you from actualizing. It doesn't mean you become a totally different person, but maybe parts of your personality that aren't really serving you, i.e. you being goofy as hell all the time, always joking and coming off with like a lighthearted demeanor. Maybe that's just your personality, but you realize it's been holding you back and it's keeping you from actually locking in on making a tough decision or signing up for that whatever program that you know is going to challenge you, but you're in the mood to be funny and silly. Well, all things being equal, if you don't identify with the fact that your silliness could hold you back from some serious traction in your life, yeah, you're probably going to fail at quite a bit. And it'll be you running away from a better version of yourself. So refinement is different than reinvention. You don't have to reinvent yourself totally. But who says you can't become just a better version of yourself by omitting what doesn't work and doubling down on your strengths that you have already? 7. Discomfort is evidence that the old identity is being challenged. A renaissance can feel exciting in retrospect, but while it's happening, it often feels inconvenient. You may experience boredom, doubt, loneliness, fatigue, uncertainty, or the frustration of progressing more slowly than expected. Your old habits will attempt to negotiate with your new standards. Discomfort does not always mean you are moving in the wrong direction. Sometimes it means the version of you that preferred ease is losing authority. The challenge is learning to distinguish destructive suffering from productive discomfort. And this is something that I even say quite often. I don't know where I heard it the first time, but you need to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Because growth never takes place in the comfort zone. And if you think about anything that made you grow, it didn't feel good when you were doing it. You know, it doesn't feel good to learn something new and have your brain on fire from trying to understand all the concepts. But then 2 years later, when it's like the back of your hand, all that knowledge you took in back then, it definitely feels good on the other side. You know, it doesn't feel good to wake up early in the morning when it's all nice and toasty in the bed, you comfortable, you got that perfect position. Maybe your partner's laying with you. In my case, I got a beautiful wife. She's so like cuddly and stuff like that, if I'm being honest. But then I'd get out of bed at like 5:30 and get myself ready and sometimes go out into maybe cold, rainy weather so that I can go to the gym mad early. Yeah, it doesn't feel good when I'm going there, but it feels tremendous when I'm back, I take my shower, and now I'm ready to attack the day. 8. Your standards must rise before your circumstances do. People often believe they will become disciplined after they receive more money, more time, a better opportunity, a nicer home, or greater recognition. The order is reversed. Your standards rise first. You begin treating your current responsibilities with greater seriousness. You become more functional, intentional, prepared, physically capable, financially aware, and mentally focused. Eventually, your external life begins reflecting the internal order you established beforehand. So I'm going to give y'all a real simple one because the law of correspondence dictates that as within, so without, and as above, so below. Like everything is connected in that way, right? And the part where it says as within, so without, like the clear example I can give you would be anybody who knew me when I had my first car. I could swear on my own grave on this one. Like, I know for a fact everybody would back me up on it. Yo, I treated that mug so good. I kept it really clean. I was always taking it to Pet Boys, getting tires rotated. Like, there was no issues. The car was totally mechanically sound. I did my best to customize it here and there. You know, it was literally a 1994 Mercury Tracer. But anybody who got in my car They know it smelled good. They know I kept it vacuumed out. I kept it armored all down and wiped down. Like, it was definitely the coldest tracer you have probably ever seen, for real, for real. Now I drive a Mercedes drop. The same thing that I did back then in that tracer, those are the same habits that I not only have been doing, but I've gotten better at doing over all these years and all these other different cars that I've had. And just the other day, just today, matter of fact, no BS, I wash my car every Saturday. When I came out to go to work today, I looked at my car. It looked like there was a ticket on there. I pulled it off. It was somebody complimenting my car and basically leaving their number if I was interested in selling it. Now, why would they do that? They didn't just walk up to any, drop. They walked up to mine. So that's what I'm saying. It's no surprise when one day I drive maybe something even like flashier or doper than the car I have now, because the same methods that I take care of my old Mercury Tracer led to me having a Benz. So if one day it happens to be a Ferrari or something, the method won't even change. Neither will have the person change. It's not like I take terrible care of my car now and I hope that one day I'll get a Ferrari and then I will change my tune. No, I already treat the car I have now like it's a Ferrari. So it wouldn't be a surprise if I one day come across a Ferrari and have the key. Number 9, the process requires regular self-examination. Constant climbing without reflection can become mindless activity. You need moments when you honestly evaluate your decision. Ask yourself, what has improved? Where am I still undisciplined? What am I avoiding? What habits are producing results? What am I merely doing for appearance? Does my current lifestyle match my larger vision? Self-examination prevents ambition from becoming self-deception. It allows you to adjust without abandoning the overall mission. So, one thing that I would say that helps me here is journaling. The fact that I always have an overview of what I'm doing, what I still have yet to do, and my long and short-term goals are listed in the front and back of the book. I've noticed this helps me tremendously, and every single time I pull up one of my books that I've already finished, let's say from 2021, when I look at the maybe 20 goals that I had listed there and see that all 20 are accomplished, it's not to say that I wouldn't have accomplished those goals without having written them down. But the fact that I have some type of track record to always analyze where I'm improving, where I'm slipping, what I need to buckle down on, what do I need to completely maybe stop doing. All of these things help me to stay on track during my own self-imposed renaissance. And last but not least, right? There is no final version, only deeper levels of actualization. The danger of self-development is believing that one achievement will finally complete you. But every level of growth reveals new weaknesses, responsibilities, and possibilities. The person who once represented your highest vision may eventually become your new baseline. That does not mean you should never feel satisfied. It means satisfaction and continued development can exist together. You can be proud of who you are while remaining committed to who you are becoming. A self-imposed renaissance is not a temporary challenge. It is a lifelong relationship with your own potential. This is a clear point about fitness as like a good example. You talk to one person who says that they want to maybe start working out. Often they have a goal. I want to lose 10 kilos. I want to increase my bench press. I want to be, more muscular with this much body fat. My take on fitness is more that I'm not training for a sport. I'm training to be a lifelong athlete. An athlete of life. So I'm not training just to hit certain metrics where I can then let the gas off and be content with that. I'm training for long-term vision. So In conclusion, a self-imposed renaissance begins when you stop waiting for the world to demand more from you, and you decide to demand more from yourself, not because you hate who you are, but because you have caught a glimpse of who you could become.